Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Marvel's Chamber X-Men Build-A-Figure Chode Wave figure, and we're going to do the question of the day right now. I've heard a few of you say you really wanted a Chamber figure, but I want to know, for all of you watching, did you want a figure of Chamber? Is he a popular character for, or do you like him, I guess I should say. We'll see if he's a popular character. For me, I've only ever known the character in passing. I remember something about him being with Gen X or something like that, and I always thought, because of the way he was drawn, I hated him. I always thought it just looked like he had a fire beard. I know that's not his powers. He doesn't have a fire beard. He's just made of energy, and it comes out of his, I guess his whole body. Maybe it's just his chest. I don't know, but it almost always looks like a fire beard, and I always thought that was goofy as hell, and I never liked him because of it. But they did make a figure, so let me know if you like it or if you wanted it in the first place. But let's go ahead and talk about him. So let's get him off the stand and take a closer look. Real quick, before I get rid of the packaging, I always thought he looked so much better when it looked like the energy source was more so in his chest and just kind of enveloping his head and not drawn as much like a beard. Kind of like the way they did it here. I'll put some other reference up on the screen. Anytime they drew it like a beard, I always thought, no thanks, not for me. Okay, so this guy stands just about 6 1/4 to the top of his head, not counting a little bit of extra hair. It's going to be about 16 centimeters, give or take. Here he is up against Darwin. He is just a little bit, if I can get Darwin to stand up straight, he's a little bit shorter scale-wise. They're pretty darn close to the same height, though, if you want to count his hair being flipped up just a little bit for absolute height. Real quick, guys, before we get into the rest of the video, I do want to tell you about a new gaming chair. Well, it's a brand that I haven't talked about before, and I have one now, and they are really nice. And here's the thing, don't worry if you're not gaming, they have all kinds of different varieties. They have ones that look like regular office chairs or ones that look like Sparko racing seats. If you want, you can have any variety you want. They come in all different sizes. The one that I have is the Jumbo Super Extra Large one for really big people, and it is incredibly comfortable. These things are easily some of the best chairs that I have ever sat in. These chairs are made with really, really nice components. The materials are really good. You're always going to have some level of plastic on something like this, but the plastic is either over metal or not something that is weight bearing. These things are super heavy duty, overbuilt, or at least the big one is. I can't try out the little ones, I don't fit in them, but it's really, really nice. They have nice, strong supports, and they have all kinds of features too. They have all the features you could possibly want in a chair. They have the reclining features, they have the adjustable tilt for the seat itself. They have a locking mechanism so you can keep it there, so you just sit down, and it's exactly the way you left it. You have like very, very adjustable armrests with height, inside outside movement, forward back angles, all kinds of stuff. It's basically anything you could want in a chair. These guys have it. It's like I said, they're as good as anything else I've ever reviewed for a gaming chair. They're up there as some of the best for sure. And they happen to look really nice and be made really well. And if you want to have extra lumbar support, you've got a pillow for that. Maybe you have a bad back or something, or if you just want to be able to lean your head back on an extra cushiony pillow, then they also include those. So don't be put off by the fact that some of them look like racing seats. You don't have to get that. They have all different varieties. And even the ones that do look like racing seats, they are very tastefully designed and they look really good. And I like these chairs a whole bunch, and I thought you guys might too. So use my discount code, save yourself 20%, and enjoy sitting on something a little bit more supportive and comfortable. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the aesthetic for this guy. We have some new parts, we have some old parts, but right off the bat, I have to say he looks pretty bad. His legs are laughably skinny. They are so incredibly tiny. In fact, Darwin, who is known for being an unnaturally thin figure, not the character, but the figure itself is it's just so skinny. I almost said drawn. It's very, very skinny. His thighs are actually bigger than the thighs of the guy wearing pants. And then same thing for the calves. And there's some wrinkles that stick out, but skinny ass Darwin has more meat on him than a guy wearing basically a biker outfit. And also, this guy's arms are as big as his legs. They're the same size, both in width and length. It's a very strange looking figure, I have to say. He's so incredibly skinny. And yes, he is drawn to be thin, but this is probably pushing it. Despite what anybody says about this guy being thin in the comics, this is a bit It's a bit much. It's kind of crazy. They have some nice details going on, though. It's not all bad. If you look at his jacket sleeve, it's gonna be hard to see, maybe. There's some detailing in there, so that's nice. We have pinless joints up top, pinned joints on the bottom, because we reuse parts that are really old. The torso has the wraps on it, though, so that's cool. If I remember correctly, he can like pull those apart and let out his energy, because whatever those wraps are made out of contains his energy. Or he can just let it come out like a beard. But yeah, like the details are okay in the jacket. We have a little bit of paint for a few buttons and zippers, but that's really it. It's basically another solid black figure with a fire beard. And the way they've done it, it does look quite a lot like a fire beard. So that's not the best thing in the world. I think the face is okay, though. We'll zoom in on that a little bit. Face looks all right. I don't mind the way they did that. But by the way, good luck. Hopefully yours is connected properly, because mine is not, and it's glued in on this side, on the far side, so I can't get this side to go in anymore. I might be able to make it work with a hairdryer, but as it is, mine's just totally not glued in, so he has like a big headband in the back there. But yeah, I don't think they did a great job coloring the fire. Well, I know it's not actually fire, but the energy that's coming out of him, it does actually, because of the paint, look like a flamey beard, kind of. It's not a good looking figure. Just, there's really not much good about it other than a few little details here and there. So I'm going to say, aesthetically speaking, this guy gets a generous 4 out of 10. It's really not a good looking figure. Giant hands, bigger than his feet. Giant arms, bigger than his legs. Tiny skinny arms. Torso's okay. And the fire part is weird. So like, it's just very, very not good. And then solid black plastic. Once again, Hasbro is just milking that. Alright, as far as accessories go, you guys will be pretty excited to see that he has some really cool blast... No, he doesn't have any blast effects. He just has the loose hands and then the fist hands. That's it. That is it. 2 out of 10 for accessories. Okay, maybe this guy can pose really well. Maybe that will save him. Alright, it looks like that flamey thing, the flamey beard, is going to prevent posing, but maybe not. Let's see. Can he look up? He can look up that far. Can he look down? No. Can he rotate? Yes, that much. So very little range in the neck. It is your standard Marvel Legends neck, by the way. So, you know, full rotation in the shoulder. The shoulder, the arm, everything else should be fine. Oh no, you can't raise his arms up higher than that. What the heck? What the heck? They don't even try anymore at all. Goodness, you can't raise the arm up higher than that because it comes out right here. And they couldn't figure out how to deal with it. Goodness gracious. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbows. Those are nice. No problem there. That's alright. Wrists have a swivel and a hinge. Those are pretty much standard. For the torso, for the ab crunch, it leans back a little bit. Not a ton, but probably enough. A little bit of a pot belly going on there. Do you guys see? Pot belly. Leaning forward. That works nice. No problem with him leaning forward. Waist twist is fine. His legs, they go up to just about horizontal. They go back just a little bit. Thigh swivel is fine. Going out to the side. Actually, that's just shy. It's not even quite 45 degrees, so that's lame. Double jointed knees. These legs have never been impressive. They still aren't. Proportionally, they're okay, though. The knees work, and you can see they're about proportional, so that's alright. Ankles go all the way back. And they don't go forward at all, and you get a decent ankle rocker. And it does look like he is wearing dress shoes, by the way, rather than boots or whatever he would be wearing with his biker outfit. So, I should have mentioned that in the aesthetic, but I forgot to. Anyway, his articulation is not particularly good, so I'll go 6 out of 10. Alright, time for the final verdict on this one. Not a good release. Almost solid black plastic, not well sculpted, not well kit bashed, I should say, at least. The flamey explosion coming out of his chest, neck, mouth, beard area is not particularly well done. Doesn't have good accessories. All in all, this is just a really, really pathetic collectible. If you really wanted a chamber figure and you're willing to look past everything, then hey, it exists. But that's really the strong suit of this figure, and also the worst thing about it is that it exists. So I'm going to give it a final rating of... 3 out of 10. It's really not good. It's really not good. Some of the tiny parts are good enough at least, but overall, as an entire thing, the whole, not just the parts, it's rough. I don't mind the head sculpt. Like, that's fine. The head sculpt's okay, but the rest is bad. All right, there it is. I don't want to look at it anymore. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos almost every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. In the meantime, keep collecting.